This is super cool. You know, growing papayas is something I love to do. I love to fit papayas between trees and just in different spots. And I have a ton of papayas in my yard. My children love them. My wife loves them. I love them. And there you go. Now, this particular one was from a seed, but I'm growing some in a pot that came from seeds as well, but they're in a pot. But I don't pot all my papaya trees. And I have a good amount of papaya trees that I grow here, but I want to show you today how it works. So these all here, I threw a bunch of seeds on the ground, and look, they turned into papaya trees. Now there's male papayas and female papayas, and the males won't produce fruit. So you have to make sure uh, until you let them grow. But basically, the females will flower very close to the stem, and then you know you got a female, and that's going to fruit. When I get a male, I'll show you one, but these are just all from seeds. Now I'll show you some bigger papaya trees. This one's from seeds as well. This one's from a seed. And I did buy some papaya trees as well, but that one's from a seed. These two here are two that I purchased. I got these in a pot, and these are called Red Lady papayas. Look how beautiful that is. Now I want to go to the front of the house and show you a new discovery. Wherever I think is a good area to grow papaya, I throw seeds down and I wait to see what's going to happen. And the lawnmower will not go all the way down to the ground as like a weed whacker will. So I'm looking here and check this out. Looks like a bunch of weeds, but I know I threw over here a bunch of papaya seeds. And look, that's a papaya. That's a papaya. That's a papaya. And the thing is, when I eat a papaya that I really love, those are the seeds I really want to keep. So that's two. There's three. So in this area right here, there's at least three papayas. And what I'll do is, here it is, it's so thin. That's actually like two trees right there. And I'll take all the weeds from around it. And I'll just keep attention to this area to make sure I don't step on any of these. And I'll let them grow. And that's the way you do it. And that's how you get papaya trees. Absolutely amazing how they start. All right, everybody. So as I was saying, papaya is just an amazing food. Check this out. I just cleared a banana tree here, and I took out the roots. You can see here. And I found a papaya tree growing. So people unwarily might just roll over that, but I put the water that was going on the bananas on the papaya, and even though this tree's in the way, this papaya will grow up and look nice there. But even when that's done, I can plant more papayas right in this corner. So it's a great tree to have to plant, and technically I have room here to grow papaya. So what I'm going to do is when I eat the papaya, I'm going to just throw a bunch of seeds right down on the ground, and papaya seeds will shoot up here. Okay, so this changes throughout the year depending what I find sprouting up, but I'm going to count all my papaya trees right now. This little corner here is pretty insane. I have this papaya tree right here where it's just starting to grow papayas. Okay, but if you look in the background there, you see 1, 2, 3, and then back there's 4, 5, 6. So those are all papaya trees growing papaya now. So that's 6 just in this little corner alone that I threw some seeds. Here, actually, somebody gave me some small baby papayas, and look how they've grown. These are wonderful. And those don't look as well up there. They're much smaller, and just sometimes that happens. But it's part of the same tree, it looks like, or at least planted in the same area. Here I planted some papaya seeds in pots, just to get them growing. If I get a papaya that I really like, I like to plant them in pots. So I try to experiment in different times and different ways. This papaya seed I planted here from one that I started in a pot. Look at that. So there's another one there. And then in my yard, there's two more. I actually purchased these. These were called Red Lady papayas. And I got them and planted them because I had two spigots. Now, you don't necessarily need water all the time on papayas, but they do better with water. And I had two empty water areas. So I filled it in with papayas. And look at this now. Look. Absolutely amazing. And this is just my backyard. Papayas you can plant over a drain field as well. The roots don't go down deep. So these are called Red Lady papayas. I'm going to show you what I got growing in the front and then go next door to Mango Land and show you how Mango Land is becoming papaya land. Okay, here in the front yard, I bought this mini papaya tree or dwarf papaya tree. And I had a spot here. I actually had a Java de Caba tree that I took out. So I had this spot and I planted the tree. But and it's short, it's so small. It's pretty amazing. And it's this nice purple. But at the same time, I must have threw a seed down there because look at that. That's growing there. And I was showing you the other day in this video, the papaya seeds that I had planted, or not planted, I just threw on the floor here. And we had a lot of rain yesterday. And they're growing a lot more. In this area alone, there might be 10 papaya trees. And they're growing. So I got these here. And then I saw a little spot here. And there's papayas growing here. See, when I like the seeds, I just throw them. When I like the papaya, I definitely don't want to get rid of the seeds. So if I don't plant the seeds, I'll throw them down on the floor. That's a bunch of papaya seeds growing. They're not all going to be female. Some will be male. You don't know at this point. And some I might keep, I might not. I'll just see how they'll grow. But that's with no water. Let's go over to Mango Land and see what I got growing. Now I'm showing you this. If you live down here, you know how amazing papaya grows. But some people watch from other areas, other states, other countries. This is my neighbor's yard, right in front of my house. He threw some seeds there. When I walk outside my house, I see his tree right in front of my house or right across the street from my house. So besides all these papayas, look at this. He must have threw down several seeds. This is like 3 or 4 different trees there. Again, no water. I think they do better with water, but you do not need water. And here, look. One of the healthiest foods, delicious. Let's go see Mango Land. Now the papaya tree won't last long. They'll stay there a year or two. They'll give 1 or 2 crops and then they stop. So they don't last forever, maybe 1 or 2 years. They'll give 1 or 2 crops. There's another one. Now this one I planted. This was one I planted right here in the front here. Here's another one in my front yard that I just planted. I had some seeds and I wanted to get them in the ground and I had a nice spot right there. The rain definitely helped these take off. And what's great is, so I have this driveway that I don't use, but I want to leave it empty. But plant papaya trees anywhere there, because in the future when I want the driveway, I could just easily take out the tree, the papaya tree. So now we come into, and you might think, we come into the backyard, you might think, what am I going to do with all these papayas? My children love them. My wife loves them. I love them. There's another one I just planted. And there's another one over there I planted. So some of these I did plant, and some just showed up. Now you're going to see another one that some more that I planted here recently. And we just had really good rain, so that's going to help them. That one and that one. But look at this one. This one came from a seed. No, this one was planted. This is the most amazing papaya tree. The papayas on here are absolutely amazing tasting. The best I've ever had. But look how many are on there. And then back here, I have another dwarf, small papaya. I absolutely love growing my food, and if you're in the tropics, papayas is the way to go. Matter of fact, there might already be some wild papaya seeds growing here. All right, I just wanted to show this to you here and tell you all, be careful and search out before you start mowing your lawns to make sure you're not rolling over any possible papayas. And never throw your papaya seeds away. Throw them on the ground and see if they sprout. Until then, everybody, put your comments below about growing papaya and your experience. Have a great day and keep growing.